It is cardinal rule. Being 7 o'clock on Monday, January 6th, 2020, and we'll call this meeting to order, please.
Mayor Gary,
Here.
Commissioner Baker,
Here.
Commissioner Bospis Rath,
Here.
Commissioner Collins,
Here.
Commissioner Miller,
Here.
Commissioner Talentino, Commissioner Twardy.
Here.
And we'll need somebody to excuse Commissioner Talentino.
I'll make a motion that we excuse Commissioner Talentino.
Support.
Moved and supported. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Please join us in rising for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Why do I stand for that? Saying the flag is me.
Number 4, mayor comments and general announcements. I have just a couple. And we would certainly like to send our condolences to the Talentino family on the death of Commissioner Tim Talentino's mother, Rose Talentino. Know that our thoughts and prayers are with you in this time. Just wanted to make a couple of comments about the storm that we endured over the last week. And we know as city residents that we're always accustomed and prepared for winter weather as well as we are, but this combination of rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow was a little different element and caused damage like we haven't seen in recent years. A week later, the cleanup continues, but thankfully most of our city residents have electric service restored. Our community is resilient, we're strong, and very caring. We would like to thank all of the citizens that helped their neighbors, family, and even strangers during this significant event. Thanks also for your patience and understanding as the professionals work so hard to ensure your safety. I'd like to say a special thanks to the city emergency personnel, DPW, and all staff for ensuring that the community was safe from down wires and obstructions and for following the emergency protocols. Special thanks to the Sioux Schools, LSSU, Community Action Agency, Sioux Tribe, Salvation Army, and several others for opening your doors for warming centers for those in need in the city. And thanks to local hotels and restaurants for offering discounts for those needing food or shelter assistance. We really appreciate the efforts of the Chippewa County Dispatch Coordinator and all of the county entities for all the work that they did on their end. But most of all, we want to thank all of the staff and crews at Cloverland Electric for all the hard work in restoring our power. Not only were the linemen out all the time, but they had very good and efficient notifications on their website and Facebook and all social media, and it was really a good exercise. And I think we all will look back at this and see some deficiencies that we had in our personal lives. I know some of the things that I'm going to keep around the house a little bit more often, and looking at this shelves in Parker Hardware, so I think everybody needs more batteries and flashlights. So Cloverland Electric worked long shifts, and they called in over 10 mutual aid assistance crews from all over the region, and we're certainly grateful that we had fellow UP people helping and from all over the state. So it certainly takes a community, and we weathered this storm very well, and we appreciate it. Thank you. And moving on into item B is proclamations and recognitions, and we have none. C is public comment. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak to an agenda item not to exceed 3 minutes? Okay, seeing none, we'll move into the consent agenda.
Under the consent agenda, 1, approval of City Commission meeting minutes of December 16th, 2019. Item 2, acceptance of the Sault Ste. Marie Housing Commission meeting minutes of October 17th and November 21st, 2019. Item 3 is acceptance of the resignation of Steve Gleason from the Economic Development Corporation. And item 4 is approval of the consent agenda items as presented.
Is there any commissioner that would like any of the smallest consent agenda removed or explained at this time? Okay, hearing none, then is there a motion to approve the consent agenda, Commissioner Twardy?
Sure. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. The roll call, please.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Baspas Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy.
Yes.
Motion passed, thank you. We have no items under E, special orders of business, or F, communications, so we'll move right into the city manager's report. City manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First up for commission consideration is a request to award a bid for the purchase of a front-end loader for Department of Public Works. This item has 3 motions associated to it. Motion to approve the purchase, motion to increase the budget by $6,800, and motion to approve the trade-in. The staff went through a bid process. After reviewing the specs, they are recommending the purchase be awarded to AIS Equipment of Williamsburg. There were a couple of pieces of equipment that were a little bit less expensive, but they didn't meet our specs. So again, we would look for the 3 motions as outlined in the agenda item in your packet.
Thank you, city manager. Does anybody have any questions or comments at this time? And I see we have a representative from AIS here for the second meeting in a row. Hearing none, Commissioner Miller.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move to approve the purchase of 2020 John Deere 544L front-end loader with line items from AIS Equipment of Williamsburg, Michigan for a gross cost of $201,806.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Are there any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Baspas Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy,
Yes.
Mayor Gary.
Yes. Commissioner Miller, the second motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to move to increase the budget by $6,806, which will be offset by the revenue generated by the trade-in of 2005 Case 621 loader.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baspas Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy,
Yes.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Commissioner Miller, the third motion, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to make a motion to approve trade-in of 2005 Case 621 loader to AIS Equipment of Williamsburg, Michigan for a price of $15,000.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Collins,
I actually have a question on that. Can I ask a question?
I'm sorry, yes.
So we're increasing the budget by $6,800, which is the difference between the original price, or what we had budgeted for the piece of equipment and the cost of the new equipment. And then the $15,000, we're gonna have the sale of that. Should that total $15,000 not be allocated to the budget? Like, where's the rest of it go?
City manager?
So it's an accounting thing. The 15,000 will be received in as a revenue. So it would just kind of fall into the capital budget.
So the $15,000 will go into other revenue inside the capital budget, and then the $6,800 of that $1,500 will go into this budget?
Yes, yes. Typically, what they've done in the past was the total sale cost minus the trade-in was what was budgeted in the capital budget. But the way the accounting has to work out, if there's a trade-in on it, we have to receive it in as a miscellaneous revenue. So the adjustment for the 6,800 is to bring the purchase in line with what the actual cost is. And the 15,000 we received in the revenue. So the rest of it will go back into the capital budget.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure,
Yeah.
that it was going back into basically equipment purchases, not going into like the general fund or something, so,
No.
okay.
Sorry about that. Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy,
Yes.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Baspas Rath.
Yes.
All three motions passed. Thank you. City Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For commission consideration is a motion to approve the amended budget and attached resolution for the downtown access and placemaking project. As commission has been aware, the project has exceeded its original estimate. Back in June, OHM did 30% of the design completion, which moved the project from about $5 million to $8 million. Since then, we've brought a resolution to the commission in November, allocating other funds to the project to cover the gap. Once those funds were submitted to MEDC, they rejected our proposed funding plan due to the time frame in which some of the funds would be accessible. One of them was a year, another one could have been up to 2 years. The MEDC would like to see us move this project sooner rather than later. So we went back to the drawing board. Given what our finances are right now, we ended up having to, the fund phrase is value engineer, but it's a fancy name, we're just cutting it out. We value engineered Ann Street out of the project. There's an opportunity to add that in through another grant at a later date. But with that cut and with some other identified funding sources, we'll be able to get this project moving. The biggest change in this particular request comes from the money coming out of the car by dock fund. That money was originally set aside for the car by dock, but the federal fund, or the federal grant that's coming for that project doesn't require a match, so we can use this funds. But you should be advised that any kind of overages out of that project, we'll have to find from a different source. So in a way, we're kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul, or whatever the saying is. But we'll still be able to move forward with this project. It's a worthy project to take under and to complete, but it is a financial behemoth, but we'll be able to make it work. So we would look for a motion to approve the amended budget as presented and the resolution as presented as well.
Thank you, City Manager. Certainly, it's a great project. It's an important project. It's disappointing to lose out on some of the funds and don't like borrowing from another fund, but if we did not, then we would lose out on several $1 million worth of potential grants. So does anybody have any questions or comments for City Manager? Commissioner Collins?
Sorry. So I noticed when you look at the grant proposal that we eliminated money coming in from the Sioux tribe and also from the DWRF loan. Was there a reason for the fact? Is it something?
Timeline, they were
Timing.
too far out. Yeah, by the time we could secure both pots of money, it was a year to 2 years out, depending on which one. The DWRF process isn't a quick one. And like I said, MEDC wants us to see us move on this project sooner rather than later. It falls under the old program, like I told you, in November. So I think, in a way, we're probably the lone holdout for the original program that was in place. They're looking to close it out. So they're pushing us to get it funded sooner rather than later.
So those two revenue sources are possible revenue sources for the next one, like when we can put the Ann Street in and so forth?
Yeah.
So it's not that they're not available, they're just not available for this one?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct. It's a timing thing.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Commissioner Twardy?
Thank you. Yeah, just a comment. Really appreciate you guys going back to the drawing board and taking a look at this. I think when we all saw the whole budgeted amount, I got a little skittish at, I think, the $8 million. And so I appreciate the coming back. And this seems much more reasonable. However, I hate seeing us lose Ann Street, and I hate seeing us take some of the money out of the carbide dock. I would like to see this project move forward. And so I'm wondering, is that going to be on our agenda for 2020? Or when will we be starting on some of these?
2020 or 2021, Linda? 2020.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, that's exciting. So people are going to really see a lot of changes and progress in the city this year. So, thank you.
Everywhere. Thanks for those comments. Any other questions or comments? Commissioner Bosbus-Rath, would you like to make the motion?
I motion to approve the amended budget and attached resolution for the downtown access and placemaking project.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy,
Yes.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Baspas Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins.
Yes.
Motion passed. Thank you. Item 3.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For commission consideration is a request to go into closed session following the city manager announcements and updates, or actually the public comments. The city attorney, Canelo, and I would like to give you an update and get a little bit of direction regarding the Michigan Tax Tribunal case with Goodwill Company Incorporated. We would need a motion and approval, support and approval as presented in the budget or in the agenda item.
And for the audience, should be noted the city commission may need to reconvene an open session to take action on matters related to this litigation after the closed session. Commissioner, I'm drawing a blank.
Well, it's not Miller.
Collins. Yeah, I didn't want to do the Miller thing. Commissioner Collins.
Yeah, I know, right?
Motion to approve the city manager's recommendation to open into closed session.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Twardy,
Yes.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Baspas Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins.
Yes.
Commissioner Miller.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. Thank you. And item H is the city manager announcements and updates. City manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First one, budget preparation schedule for fiscal year 2021 included in your packets, and we will follow up with subsequent emails and reminders. The attached document outlines the entire budget process from the start of December to adoption in May. Dates to note for the commission that you will be involved in. Monday, February 24th will be the goal setting and work session with commissioners and staff. We'll get into that in the next item. Monday, March 16th, 2020, 5:30 to 7 o'clock. We'll do a Budget 101 workshop, just kind of talk about the different funds the city operates with, the challenges of the general fund, and some of the long-range forecasting and where we anticipate to be in the next couple of years. On Monday, April 20th, 2020, we'll submit the annual budget to commission. That's a drop-dead date. We're going to try to get it to you guys a little bit ahead of time, so you have a little bit more time to review it. Tuesday, April 21st, Wednesday, April 22nd, and Tuesday, April 23rd. These are tentative dates for the budget work sessions. They'll start at 4:15. Usually completed at the first meeting, but we reserve the extra dates just in case the conversations go into the other days. Monday, April 27th, 2020, special meeting to reconcile the proposed budget and schedule a public hearing on the proposed budget. Monday, May 4th, we'll give you a report on the proposed budget and schedule the public hearings, and then follow it up on Monday, May 18th, 2020, for public hearing and budget approval. A lot of this sticks to the same timeline and process that we have had in the years prior. Finance Director Collins and myself are looking for opportunities to streamline the process a little bit more, and provide you with more information ahead of time. I think that was one of the wants that I heard from the commission during my first month or so here, was trying to get the information out to everyone a little bit ahead of time. The next item, goal setting and the strategic planning, is we kind of talked about individually. We want to try to shift away from the individual goal setting type of session and try to focus more on the strategy of the city long-term. Deputy Manager Troiver and I started working on this last week. We've got a proposed plan in place, and we'll give it to you guys in an email for some feedback. But basically what we want to do is provide an update on all the current projects, look at all the things that we're doing, provide you guys an opportunity with some input on projects and wants, and really focus in on those high-level strategic initiatives. What do we want the city to be in the next couple of years, and move forward that way. It's going to be a little bit different, but it's, in my opinion, it's going to give us a better output and a better product. We'll have a 2-year vision, a roadmap. We'll have all the projects and strategies outlined with roles and responsibilities. And Rob and I are dipping a little bit into some performance metrics too, which will make everybody excited at the department head table. So we're looking to revamp as much as possible but also bearing in mind where we're at with the process with a lot of different things and me coming on board. So we want to be cognizant of that, but we're still looking to make some changes, and we'll communicate those to you as we move forward. So I'm really excited for this. This is one of the things that I love doing as a city manager, focusing on the big picture, making a plan, and kind of enacting it moving forward. So I'm excited for this. Getting a little goosebumps right now, but I won't go into it too much.
Well, we appreciate it, and certainly in looking at the budget preparation schedule and hearing your comments, there's a lot of work that city staff goes through, and we appreciate that, and we look forward to some new and fresh ideas and some new input. So any questions or comments from City Commission? Commissioner Collins?
I just want to say that I really appreciate the performance metrics going into place. You know, it's one thing to look at things from how much money you're putting at something, but it's a lot nicer to be able to show the community what you're doing from a performance level and what they're actually getting for the money we're spending. So thank you for that.
Good comments. Any other comments, questions? Thank you, Mr. Manager and Ms. Deputy City Manager. Matters presented by the public. Does anybody have any questions or comments at this time? Since we have one member of the public here. All right, matters presented by the City Commission. Commissioner Tuarty.
Well, I said that I would talk about the New Year's Eve celebration that happened downtown. I want to thank all of the city departments, the street department, the police, the fire department, and thank you to the fire department for allowing us to utilize your ladder truck for the drop of the New Year's Eve ball. I feel like it's getting better and better every single year. I mean, I still have to go back to the first year where it was two guys like hand lowering the ball and it kept getting stuck on the windowsills. I love that. It's almost like Groundhog Day. But it was awesome this year, and I can't wait for next year. Jody just had some really good ideas for even next year, and I think we're just going to continue to build on that celebration. And there was a great crowd downtown, and it was great times.
It's a great night, and the weather was really good. Commissioner Baker?
Yeah, I just wanted to go off of that. Justin Nepper and Lindsay really killed it for New Year's Eve in the downtown businesses. It was a lot of fun, so thanks.
It was good. Great comments. Commissioner Collins?
I just want to say that whoever came up with the idea to do the two ball drops, one at the 7 o'clock and 12 o'clock, that was a great idea. There was a lot of little kids out there at the 7 o'clock one, and it was nice to see them out there. They were really excited, so thank you for that.
Good comment, thanks.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Commissioner Miller, would you like to make the motion to move into closed session?
Thank you, Your Honor. I move that we convene the closed session.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passed. We'll move into closed session to return at a later time.
It should be good.
Off mics. And we're back in session from our closed session. City Attorney, you had some comments and clarifications for us?
Yes, one of our experts on the Myers versus City of Sault Ste. Marie Tax Tribunal case, Dr. Thomas Hamilton's contract has, that we entered into with him last year has expired, and we need to renew it.
Any questions or comments for the City Attorney? Commissioner Collins?
Motion to approve the city attorney's recommendation in closed session to amend the contracts.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Bospis Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Tuarty.
Yes.
Motion passed. Thank you. Any other questions or comments since we're back in session? Just wanted to say thank you to St. Mary's Catholic School, Seekey First Service Group for giving a gift of mints, commitment to the city commission. So I'll pass these around. I didn't do it at the beginning of the meeting, so nobody would be chomping on it, but Commissioner Tuarty,
I move that we adjourn.
Support.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.